I'm talking about meal prepping again in a series because in my private Facebook community group, they asked me to talk about this because they were struggling with fitting meal prep in. They found it was taking hours to do meal prep and they still weren't getting it all done. So they asked me to come in and do a topic all about getting her done. So my name is Sharisse Dalby. I'm a holistic nutritionist. I work with families and kids to help them through their digestive, emotional, and time management issues to help them get healthy. So 3 easy steps for quick meal prep, part 3. The first thing that you can do in this particular way that we're talking about meal prep is instead of choosing a particular meal to prep, instead of working to prep all of your food for the week, you could actually just think about it in terms of proteins and carbs. So you can plan to cook up a bunch of protein and cook up a bunch of carbs instead of cooking a bunch of meals. So don't even do a full meal plan and don't plan to prep all of your meals. Simply choose to cook up a bunch of proteins and a bunch of carbs, okay? Not your meals, okay? Now, this does include making sure you do your veggies and fruits. You do have to do those also. Like I always say, it's non-optional to have a complete veggie platter chopped up at all times, okay? And your fruits washed and ready. But this is in terms of the actual big meals. So instead of meals, just plan to prep your proteins and your carbs, okay? That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, and I think I've said this before in another one of them, but it's really important. Make things in bulk. So when you're doing your proteins and carbs, double, triple, quadruple, whatever it is that you're making, and then store them in individual containers where, family size if you need to, but put it into what a meal would look like, and then have it prepped either in the fridge or in the freezer, depending on how much extra you make. That's number 2. So make it in bulk and then put it in your individual containers. The third step is to make your meals a build your own meal each day. So all you got to do is pick a protein, pick a carb, and add in your fruit or your vegetable, depending on the time of meal. That's it. So simple when you think of it like that. If you're still feeling overwhelmed by these 3 simple steps, let me now walk you through a breakdown on what that would look like if you put this into action. Then I'll recap these actionable steps for you, okay? So if I were gonna break down my proteins and my carbs, here's what I would do. I would say, okay, I'm gonna make up some chicken, some lentils, some chickpeas, and some ground turkey. Okay, those are gonna be my main proteins that have to be prepped ahead. I can still add yogurt and stuff in the mornings, but those are gonna be the 4 ones I'm gonna prep ahead. Then for my carbs, I'll do brown rice, I'll do sweet potato, I'll do quinoa, and I'll do yams, okay? So I got 4 proteins and 4 carbs. That's what I'm gonna prep for the week. So I'm gonna have to double up at least some of them just to help me through this week. And then of course I'm gonna prep my fruits and my veggies. So how would that look if I were to actually do my meal prep? Well, the first thing I would do is get the things in the oven that has to go in the oven. Always do that first because you can squeeze in so much in the time that things are cooking. So if you want to make this happen in less than an hour for your entire week food prep, this is what you're going to do. You're going to pop in the oven your sweet potatoes, your yams, and your chicken. Okay, it'll take you 5 minutes to get them all in the oven. You can double, quadruple, whatever, triple, whatever it is that you need. So it takes 5 minutes, get all of them in the oven, whatever you can fit. It could take 2 batches if you've got too much, if it's for a family, that really depends. But it's gonna take between 40 to 60 minutes to get all of these things cooked. So get them in the oven. Once they're in the oven, I'd get my brown rice on. It'll take me a couple minutes to get it on and it'll cook for 45 minutes. Quinoa, another couple minutes, get that on the stove, get that cooking. And then my lentils, I'll get cooking on the stove top as well. So again, everything's gonna be going at once. And then I'm gonna start cooking up my ground turkey. Each of those will take about 2 minutes to get going. And then anywhere from between 15 to 20 minutes to cook. So while those are cooking, I'm now gonna start into a few other things. So I'll rinse off my chickpeas. If you're gonna bake them, get those in the oven too, but I'll just rinse them and have them raw on salads or whatever. Then I'm gonna cut up my veggies. That'll take about 20 minutes. So as I'm cutting up my veggies, I'll have to eventually take the quinoa and lentil off the stove. The turkey will be done and the chicken will be done in that time. About the time I finish cutting my veggies, the chicken should be done, okay? Then I'm gonna do my dishes. While I'm doing my dishes, or by the time I'm done doing my dishes, the yams and the sweet potatoes will be done. Now I've got all my food done and I've got all my dishes done. The only thing left to do is to take 10 minutes to put these in their individual containers, whether it's for the fridge or the freezer, and I'm done. That's less than an hour You have all of your proteins, all of your carbs done, and all of your veggies chopped up. That's it. And then the simplicity of your week is that each meal you pick a protein, you pick a carb, and you add a fruit or a vegetable. Now, this doesn't include if you're going to make oatmeal in the morning, in which case I would do overnight oats because it's another 5 minutes prep. So number 1, plan your proteins and your carbs for the week, not your meals. Number 2, make your food in bulk and store them in individual containers. Make it grab and go. So if that means one day's chicken and rice and some veggies, and another day is mashed yam with chickpeas on top, great. Whatever, super simple, and it's already prepped for you. Just put them in the containers as you want them. Number 3, each day you just simply build your own meal, or you can do it ahead when you prepackage them. So it's as simple as saying, I'm picking a protein and I'm picking a carb for each meal. So again, you're gonna need to add some more appropriate breakfasts in, but breakfast can be as quick as you make them. It can be as simple as a smoothie, yogurt and fruit, quick overnight oats. Doesn't have to be complicated, okay? Simplify, simplify, simplify. We overcomplicate this process because we're told to overcomplicate it, right? You have to have the perfect meal plan. You have to balance all your meals perfectly. You have to only eat healthy foods. Whatever it is you've heard, squash it and just concern yourself. Yeah, simplify. Just concern yourself with taking a simple process that works for you. That works for you, okay? If you have more questions for me and you want to chat, hit up my private Facebook community group because it's totally free. And I'm in there all the time chatting with an awesome group of people, and I want you there. Bye.